Yeah, sure. I will add this back in later. It was Friday morning and I was taking a flight from Sacramento to Portland, and this was definitely the part of my travels I was the most worried about because it was sitting and it was trapped. And to be honest, it wasn't that great. They cram you in so tight and there's just nowhere to move. And I was sitting for maybe like a little over 2 hours with a tiny break when the seatbelt sign went off to walk around. But my back was hurting and my calf was hurting, and it just wasn't great. But I still think I just need to keep training it a little bit, and it'll be good later on. Anyways, I went from the airport to my parents' house, and my mom had gotten a lot of really fresh food for me to eat, and it was so delicious. And I then worked on town chores for like only a few hours, and then went straight to trail days to go meet up with my trail friends. I'm at trail days. I've met a million people that I know, and I'm gonna go out and meet a million more. So Trail Days is in Cascade Locks, which is right on the border between Oregon and Washington, where the PCT crosses, and the PCT goes over the Bridge of the Gods over the Columbia River. And on the first day of Trail Days, I got there pretty late in the evening and then went and set up my tent in the tent city. There was hundreds and hundreds of tents. They're all set up on Thunder Island, which is a little island just right off the mainland, and you can see the Bridge of the Gods there, and it's just a really nice spot. And there's so much fun energy with all the hikers and seeing all of their different tents. And then I went into Trail Days, and I didn't film people because I often feel that it can feel really intrusive to hikers, to their experience, to feel like they're being filmed and observed and then put on the internet. So I just kind of skipped that. But I promise there was tons of people, like the couple thousand, I don't know, tons of people, and I felt like I couldn't go even 5 or 10 steps without somebody yelling, "Skybird, hello, how are you?" And it was just so fun because I got to see so many people that I know and get to catch up and see how people's hikes are going and see where they're at on the trail and just all the stories that they have. Especially because I'm so far back of the bubble that most of these people I would never get a chance to see again if I didn't come up and see them at Trail Days. And after many, many hours of socializing, I finally went back to my tent, and it did pour all night. First time it's rained on the PCT and on me in a while. Pictures and videos of the things I've been eating here. Trail Days has been really fun. I came back to the tents to take a nap, and I'm talking quietly because other people might also be taking naps. But I've seen so many of my friends and seen so many people from day one to a couple weeks ago, to other trails that I've hiked before. People from the PCT in 2018, from the CDT in 2022, and even from the Oregon Coast Trail in 2021. So it's been super fun. It did rain pretty hard last night, and all of the dirt. But I slept really well, even though it was pouring rain last night. My sleeping bag, oh, it's dry now, but it got a little wet. And I bought some things at Trail Days. A new pillow, it's lighter. And then I bought a new filter. Mine, I'll talk about that later. And then I got some free things, free steak, and a mini bottle of Tabasco. And then some stickers, pin, carabiner, bar, and lens cleaner with a marmot. And in the raffle they were throwing out cooler cloths, and my friend caught one and does not need it, so now I have one. I said all my goodbyes to everyone, all my trail friends. I think I managed to see everyone who was at trail days and have enough time to hang out with each of them. There was a lot, and that was fabulous. And then my parents picked me up, and then I went and I did more town chores. All my gear took a beating in the Sierra, and I just had so many things to do. I was making a new ground sheet, fixing my tent, refreshing and changing out all of my gear, uh, changing the storage on my phone. There's not enough room on my phone for this many videos. Oh gosh, just endless tasks. And my mom cooked me the most beautiful home cooked meal, mushroom lasagna. It is so good. And my dad cooked salmon too. And we just had a really nice time catching up. And my time with them was just way too short because I went to bed, and then the next day we headed back to trail. Did a little gear refresh. I'm at my parents' home having a wonderful time with them. I got rid of some like old bags, like pack liners. My toothbrush was getting old. The flow rate on this was terrible, so got a new one. I got a new mask. Yeah, lots of bags. Made a new ground sheet. I entirely bent this stake at trail days. Getting a refresh on the water bottles I've been using forever. Sun gloves are going. Calf sleeves are going. Need very time for new shoes. And then here's I got a new pillow, so I'm gonna leave this one, and I haven't been using this. It's just too warm, so I'm gonna leave that home as well. My dad drove my friend and I all the way down to Sierra City so that I could lie in the back seat of the car and not have to sit, I am so grateful for that. And this night we made it to Ashland. See the little rainbow over there on the right hand side. Oh, out of the rocks. Oh yeah, yeah. I think somebody carved this by hand. I'll have a record for when I come back if I want things, what would be available. We're at Bernie Falls State Park, and it's such a cool waterfall. It's so worth going, and it's right on the PCT. Very worthwhile side trip. And we just went into the general store, and I took a record of all of the food that they have available, the drinks and the ice cream and the things you can get, because then if I'm on trail in a couple weeks and get specific cravings, I can make sure that they will be available when I get here. Let's see, the other cool thing about the falls is that some of the water comes from over the top, and then some of it just seeps out, just out of the ground.
garlic fries. They make their own ranch. That's a strawberry lemon freezy thing. We're driving down to trail to Sierra City, and we're a couple hours away. We stopped over in Greenville, which got completely destroyed by the Dixie Fire a couple years ago, and they're in the process of rebuilding still. But we stopped at this really cute food truck place, and they had amazingly delicious burgers. I'm back in Sierra City, and this time I have my dad and Birdie with me. My dad drove us 10 hours. I think it ended up being more like 12 hours. It was a long drive, all through Oregon and California, and now we're getting back on trail. To be honest, I'm not even sure I can eat enough to get it down to fit in a Ziploc that small. This place has a lot of cool old history, this country store. That's what it used to look like. And that, yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I love history of all the
yeah.
and everything. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's really
I talked to the owner of the general store. He is so nice. He gave us some of the hiker class of 2025 PCT bandanas. And he was saying that the general store building was built in the 1800s and it's expanded a few times, and they used to have a laundry attached to it. And then in 2016, they changed it to a grill because of hikers, because hikers come in wanting hot food. And that was only 2 years before I saw it for the first time. I'm back on trail. It feels so good. I'm so happy to be back. I think I was gone for about 6 days. Then I drove back with my dad and Birdie, and we were in Sierra City for a little bit, and then it's kind of late evening now, and we got a hitch so we didn't have to do the 1.5-mile road walk, and now we're climbing up and we'll probably see the sunset from the Sierra Buttes. Oh, and I should get a picture, a video of my new shoes before they look trail worn, which is gonna happen by the end of a few miles, and my new calf sleeves. And here's Birdie. Hey. I get to hike with Birdie again. It's been 2 months since we last got to hike together back in Tehachapi when I strained my back, and then I've been behind her ever since, and our hikes finally aligned, and now we get to hike together for as long as the trail keeps us together.
Finally.
Oh,
We've been so long.
I know. We've been waiting for this for a long time.
Yeah.
There's a big wall up here. It keeps going, but I don't know what it is for. Okay, yeah. We are in the sugar pine cone area. There's more over here. I know.